Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becca and today we are doing some plant chores. This video is also sponsored by Squarespace, but I was about to start just like doing things and then I was like, wait a minute, I should film this. So we're just gonna get the video started now. I have not gotten ready, clearly. I am in my pajamas, woohoo! But yeah, this is honestly how I do plant chores most of the time, so I figured why not have you join me. So I was about to start watering my kitchen plants and the cabinet, which you guys have seen so many times, so I'm not gonna like do like a full rundown or anything like that, but I have some other things I just want to update, some propagations and things like that as well. But first, we are going to start off with a relaxing watering sequence because I feel like every vlog needs it. And you wouldn't believe, I actually did not have to do like 30 minutes of dishes before filming this video. Some improvements that I have made, or at least we're on top of it this week. I wouldn't say that this is like a normal thing. Last time I watered, I forgot to fertilize, so I sprinkled in the fertilizer after I watered, so they're getting technically their first fertilize of the season. Okay, so now that all of that watering is done, and it is so dark outside. My dogs are barking at a squirrel right now. Sorry for anyone out there with dogs whose dogs are triggered by this. I came across an Instagram account that was using these things. They were like a pot extender, basically. Essentially, it mimics the moss around the base of the anthurium that I've shown in the past that I've been doing, that I think is part of the reason why they're growing so well. But as you can see on my Mama Clary, we have a really long stem here, and I would really love to support that as best I can. And this person bought a product that does this. Basically, it's like a little plastic collar, essentially. And I was thinking that I could probably DIY it using one of these pots. I would just need to cut out the bottom and then cut here so that it just turns into like a sheet, and then I can just reattach it together around the plant base. So I'm gonna attempt to cut off the bottom. The plastic is kind of thick. I feel like it would probably be easier with a nursery pot, so I'm gonna try it with this first because I think this would be slightly better looking, but if it doesn't work out, then I'm going to just use a nursery pot. I have a couple of different tools I'm gonna try to use, and yeah, we're just gonna, oh, that one's not gonna work. I have a power tool that would probably do this, but man, oh man, do I not want to go out to my greenhouse right now and get it. Maybe even like a good pair of scissors would do it. This is not a good pair of scissors, but it's working. It's working better than the knives. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, I got this side open. I'm just gonna cut with scissors around the base and see if that gets it out. I did it. I've made the pot extender. I had to sit down because I'm feeling like exceptionally dizzy today. Whew, I am anemic and pregnancy makes that so much worse, and I just have some days where I am really dizzy, not feeling great. Today is one of those days. So maybe we just do this plant chore from the ground because standing feels hard right now. Okay, so basically the plan is to just wrap this around the base of the clary, and I'm gonna put soil in it. So I've seen obviously moss, but I don't have any more moss. I ran out, and I would prefer to do soil anyway. As I said earlier, this video is sponsored by Squarespace, and Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build your brand and your business online. I'm in the process of building my second website through Squarespace, my actual De La Plants website. Stay tuned for that. I don't have any experience with coding, I guess, besides like MySpace back in 2000 whatever. Squarespace has a drag and drop model where you choose a template and then you edit the template, drag in whatever elements you want. And there's so many visually dynamic elements that I love and have been adding into my own website. There's so many features on Squarespace as far as what you can put on your website, like a blog. There's really great commenting features so that you can actually communicate with people. There's of course email marketing, and with that an entire like store situation. So if you sell merch or you sell just actual physical or digital products, you can set that up through Squarespace as well, and it's super easy. So if you're interested in building your brand online or selling products or having a blog or whatever it may be, you can head to squarespace.com to start your free trial. And when you're ready to launch your website, you can go to squarespace.com/BeccaDeLaPlants and get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you very much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. On second thought, I have a plant room that is much brighter than my kitchen, and we're just gonna do this in here. I'm going to just lean this up a little bit. It's starting to lean this way, like back. I don't know if you can see the stem is just like leaning, so I'm gonna just pull it up a little bit. I might have a stake actually that would work for it. No, I don't see one. Okay. The leaning isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it's part of the reason why I wanted to brace it. So with the pot extender that the person sells, you can clip it closed. So with mine, I can't clip it closed. I mean, maybe I could like make some sort of tab situation so that it does, or if I have like just a clip, I could probably do that. But just with the way that I'm doing this, I don't have that possibility. And it's not like gaping open, but we will see what that does after I put soil in it. I actually just had the thought, and it's not very pretty, but I have plant Velcro, and what I can do is just sort of like put some Velcro around this just to squeeze it shut so that it doesn't gape open, because when I put the soil in, it kind of started, and I feel like with wear and tear, like as I'm watering and as time goes on, I feel like it would kind of bust open. This is what it looks like. You can see she has been extended. I'm excited about this. And again, the reason that I'm doing this rather than just repotting it is because it's currently making seeds. So I don't want to disturb the plant like at all, but I did notice that it was leaning, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to be well taken care of as far as that goes. I didn't want it to like snap or anything, because that would be a huge disruption. But it is going to need a repot, like pretty much as soon as those seeds are done, I'm going to do it. And I'm kind of nervous because it's already in a 12-inch pot. So probably gonna switch to plastic, but it's gonna be kind of hard to find like a cute plastic pot that big, but we'll just have to see. There is a certain threshold of like size of pot that I'm okay with going up to in ceramic. But it's just a little bit, it's just, yeah, not a little, it's a lot heavier, and the pots are bigger and they take up more space. I don't know if Mama's gonna be able to live in the cabinet, like she might get too tall with a new pot. We're just gonna have to see. I would love for her to stay in the cabinet though, because I feel like the cabinet is the reason that she is so happy. Next up on the agenda is some propagation. So I am finally going to be propagating my Glorious, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, but it did put out a new leaf, and that leaf is mostly hardened off at this point. Like it'll be fine to propagate. So I'm just gonna take a chop, and I'm gonna take, I think from, I guess I could do from down here. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna untie these. I have it growing on a plank, and honestly, I think that's why the leaves got so big so fast. And I wanna keep that momentum. So basically from the point that the leaves got big, I'm gonna cut, except I'm gonna leave this biggie. Okay, sorry, I just had a whole battery debacle. In all of my low energy, I had to go up to the greenhouse to get my battery extender. I have this battery thing that I can just plug into the wall, and my battery never dies on my camera. It's amazing. Okay, so as I was saying, I have 3 leaves on this cutting. It's very beautiful. And normally when I take cuttings like this, my goal is to just put it back onto the mother plant, like plant it back in with the mother plant. I like to just make my aroids more robust, if you will. If I end up like having an excess or something, then I would probably share it or something, but I don't propagate too often. But I did just send off one of my Monstera cuttings to a friend, and I'm really happy that I did that because I love seeing that plant get shared just because it is such a expensive plant. I like to sort of like defy the system and give it away to people. And I've had so many people gift me like expensive plants like that just out of the kindness of their heart. So it's kind of like my way of giving back and like repeating the cycle. I really like doing it. So anyway, that is all ready to go. I don't have a ton of moss in there. I really wish that I had more. I feel like maybe I could experiment with putting some moss and mixing it with De La Tanks and seeing what that would be like to propagate with. That actually might be kind of fun to do right now with this plant. I think I might do it actually, even though I already just potted this up. I need to get out a potting mat right now, like a potting tarp. I'm being kind of lazy right now and not getting out all of my supplies because I didn't want to make a huge mess because it just takes me forever to clean up once I've made a mess these days. My energy levels are just so low, and like it stinks because I love doing plant chores. So don't think that I'm like unnecessarily forcing myself to do this right now. It's not that. I want to do this. I want to spend the energy that I have doing this. It's just kind of difficult. This will be interesting. I don't think this is something that I'm gonna do like habitually, but it is just nice to have like more stuff in the spag. Also, somebody commented on one of my videos saying that they propagate with pumice and sphagnum moss, and that just helps keep it like a little bit more airy. So I think this is kind of like my version of that, let's say. I don't know, we'll see what I think. Maybe this is the ticket because there is a little bit of nutrients in it now that there's like soil. So maybe that will like jumpstart things. I don't know. That definitely helped bulk it up a bit. Like when I water, I'm not gonna worry about there not being enough substrate in here. You can't see me. These leaves are so pretty. Now that I think about it, the Melanochrysum hybrids are some of my favorite aroids just because they're so cool and the leaves get so big. I just think they're the coolest. Really, really pretty. I don't like Melanochrysum on their own, but when they're mixed with something else, I think they're quite lovely. So, all right, I will keep you updated on the progress of this one. Do I want to chop anything else? Oh, I brought this one in to chop. I'm either gonna chop it or I'm going to put it on a plank. And I don't think that I have a plank readily available, so I don't really know what to do, but I don't really have space if I was to put it on a plank. That's kind of my dilemma right now. Oh wait, you know what? I do have a plank. Hold on. I see it. I've got this one. I don't remember what this was for. I think it could work temporarily. These are the stakes that like rotted and snapped, so I don't love them. They will do the trick for now. Maybe if I can even get them to move down a little bit. I got them to move down a little bit. I am gonna just have to be very cautious with this when I move it around. As I am with them now, like especially the 2x4s because they are pretty heavy compared to like a 1x4 or 1x6 even. They're pretty heavy. So normally when I'm staking up a plant, I take it low and slow. I don't like to shock the plant with too much of, I want to say stretch. You don't want to snap the plant, but you definitely want to like move it in the direction of where you want it to go. So I call them plant braces. So think about when you're moving your teeth around, you don't want to do it like really suddenly because obviously you're gonna like break your teeth. So braces are a very low and slow operation. I just gradually tighten these ties, and I use like jute twine a lot of the time, and I just monitor it because jute twine can cut into the plant material if you're not careful. So I just make sure that I am not tying it too tight, like there's still some leeway in it. And I like to do this thing where I kind of loop it around and then I can tighten it all together like that. I don't know if you could see that at all, but it just creates a loop around the stems so that it holds them together. And again, it's not super tight, and I wouldn't do this with regular string. Jute is just a little bit more hairy and like fibrous, so it's not as like harmful for the plant. Obviously, using something like plant tape is gonna be a way better bet, and I'm gonna use that up here on the more tender stems, but down here where it's like a little bit more mature, I feel okay using this. But if you are gonna use it, you just have to make sure that you're able to monitor the plant to watch it, because if it is digging into the plant material, you wanna remove it. Like you wanna actually just like notice that before that even happens if you can, because it's not gonna be like, depends on how deeply it's cutting, but it's not gonna be like majorly damaging, but it's cosmetically kind of ugly. And you could snap the plant if it digs deep enough. It just depends. But I always tie it in a bow in the back so that I can keep reusing the same piece of twine and loosening it and adjusting it as necessary. Yeah, this one isn't quite ready to be like flat up against here, but I am going to just take a piece of plant Velcro and guide it along, and we will see. Hopefully this is gonna be long enough. And we will see how it transitions. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's barely not long enough. I hate when I do that. I think I might have like a tiny piece. Yes, I have like a tiny piece that I stuck on the inside. I'm just gonna stick that on that seam. So she's been staked up, and it'll take a little bit for all the leaves to go into the correct direction, but hopefully this will help it. I don't anticipate this putting out variegated leaves, which I'm sad about, but she is pretty in the meantime. I'm still kind of looking for a Florida Beauty that has really nice variegation and isn't $1 million, so we will see if I can find one. But in any case, it's a very beautiful philodendron Florida, and this one will move out to the greenhouse in due time. Oh, I got nasty water on myself. Ugh. I don't know where I'm gonna put this. There's not a lot of space. This doesn't need to go there. Maybe I'll just put it, this doesn't need to go there. And look at that, we have a space for it. I need a saucer though. Don't wanna put that just bare. I'll put this under it for now. All right, my friends, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and bearing with me as I am out of breath, tired, and all of these things. But excited to be here and show up and hang out with you guys. I really am. I love doing plant chores videos. They're my favorite videos because a lot of this stuff I would just be doing by myself, and if I can do it with you, that's even better. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring, and if you're not already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel for more planty content. And if you want to hear more about the pregnancy and my personal life and all of these things, you can follow my vlog channel. I have that link down in the description box at all times. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.